Good evening, ladies. I'm calling from Sydney today. So I'm in Australia, so it's very early in the morning here. And when I was talking with Irina 2 weeks ago, and she was talking about the events, I thought trauma is a real thing. That is what is happening to many, many people in Ukraine, and also to you women in this room. And it reminded me on what I have suffered myself in my childhood. And so I will talk as candidly as I can, just explain it as it is, so that perhaps one experience of one woman can help other women. So I was born in a family with no much money, lots of kids and only girls. And my father wanted a boy. So the girls were actually not wanted. We were hungry, often beaten every day. So I suffered my whole youth, to say so, a lot of abuse, physical abuse, psychological abuse. And of course, when I was little, I couldn't do a lot. You have to undergo this situation. I was quite successful in my career. As of 18 years, I knew I could live on my own. So 18 years old, it stopped, but my whole childhood has been a childhood of abuse. And then in my career, at some point, I went through another trauma, and that was when I was actually in charge of the banking business, and we had a financial meltdown in 2008, and there I was at the other side of the spectrum. I was in charge of steering the financial system, and actually the system was collapsing completely. So I was very much in charge of something that was way bigger than myself. And it was also a very traumatic experience, and that lasted nearly two years. And so I would like to share what I learned, what I endured, so how that happened to me, and perhaps it can be useful for you in what you are experiencing as well, which is of course another story. And each woman in this room is going through an own story, your own personal story of yourself, your loved ones, your family, and also people perhaps in Ukraine or outside Ukraine. So very complicated situations. I will share what happened to me and what I learned on my way. And so I've put some things on paper, and this can be shared with you afterwards as well, because it helped me actually structure my thoughts. So I would very much encourage you. I will talk for about 30 minutes approximately, but put your questions in the chat. I will also ask you questions, and you can answer what is relevant, what is important for you. So when you face trauma, and I just put this on the slide so that you can see how much is applicable to you, and please write perhaps in the chat what you face in your life, how it's going in your life. So when you face a very big trauma, what happens is that all kinds of things happen in your body, and you cannot control it. So it's an automatic response of your body when facing incredible stress, and the body is trying to protect you, but you perhaps do not see that as such. So I was not able to sleep when I was little, and in that financial crisis, you get nightmares, you can't eat, your stomach is stuck, your body feels tense, it hurts everywhere. I was very nausea, was complicated to concentrate, headaches, anxious, panic attacks. And what was very strange, I felt a lot of guilt and shame. So this is perhaps already one question. So put in the chat, what can make it worse? It happened to me, it might happen to you as well. It's not one thing that happens, it's chronic. So it is trauma, and the day after again trauma, and again trauma, and you don't have a way to escape. I was little in my home, I was not able to take care of myself, I was stuck at home. So you have no way to escape, and you know that it will take for ages before it stops. Uncertainty, how long it continues. And then I also very much thought that it was my fault, that I was responsible for it, or that I had to be able to cope. that in some way I had to be strong and resilient, and that I had to be the strongest of the family. Is that something you recognize? Okay. Then I tried out a lot of things, even as a little girl, and then afterwards as well. Things that really did not work. Hide away, ignore it, pretend it does not exist, and then working even harder. That's something that was very much for me. Run faster, work, try to please everyone, be nice, be kind, hope that I will not get caught. Not eating well, alcohol abuse. There was alcohol in my family every single day, and my father was drunk, and then try out medication. And what I also did during the financial crisis, not when I was a child, I was addicted to news. I wanted to control, I wanted to know what was happening, and I was listening to news the whole day and waking up at night to see where we were and what was going on, etc., etc. And then again, believe that it's your fault, that you have to solve it. Does that ring a bell? Somebody? Yeah? Okay, so what did work well? And now we are going to take one by one. Acknowledge your feelings, be kind, relationship, ask for help, and then faith, spirituality, and hope. What is important is that I learned that for me to be happy, I really need 4 things. It's my body, your physical body, then your heart, what you feel inside, your mind, what is racing through your head, and then your soul. Your soul, that's the purpose you have in life. That is why you are alive as such, why you find it important. So, it took me a long time before I was able to allow the feelings, because my basic reaction would be to put it aside, to say, I can't feel, I have to think, I have to do, I can't feel anything. And so it took me really long before I was able to do that, and I learned it through meditation. There are meditation apps, I've put them here, you can find them, and that will, when you're very stressed, that will enable you to sit back, be calm around yourself, and try to look inside, what do I feel? And what could that be, what you feel? What you feel right now, or what you feel when you're really stressed, what could it be?
Helplessness.
Yeah. What else?
Girls say that they hear shelling all the time. Today they had a lot. Дівчата, що ви відчуваєте, коли от такий травматичний досвід? Саме з точки зору відчуттів. Pain, no way out, no exit out of like dead end situation, like it will never stop. We are tired, we feel fear, no future.
Yes. Yes.
Lack of energy, can't move.
Yeah.
Somebody is extremely calm.
Yes.
Guilt and shame, pain in the neck, fear,
Yes.
empty.
So
lost, we feel lost.
If you can, if it's possible, if it's racing in your head and you feel it in your stomach, just in yourself, or write it on paper, you say what you feel. If you say it in words, you write it down, it becomes something where you can create a little bit of distance, and you can actually embrace your body by saying, yes, I see it. For example, if you have a kid, we have kids, and a kid is hurting itself. It can help that you say, I can see you're in pain, yeah, you hurt yourself. So acknowledging that feeling exists can already help a little bit, because it allows your feeling to exist. So that is something that has helped me, and it's called RAIN. So it means that you recognize that you have that feeling. you allow it to be, and then you start thinking, for example, fear no future. What do I fear exactly? What could happen? So try to make it a little bit more concrete, and then investigate. For example, I had a lot of fear of something that I even didn't know. So what do you fear exactly? What could happen? And try to see, investigate and nurture. And for the moment, if you can't do anything about it, it is what it is. The only thing you can do is allow that fear exists right now. And for the moment, I can't do anything about it. Be kind to yourself. That's the second thing. And I've put a lot of concrete examples of what worked for me. And the first is, of course, food. Sometimes there is no food, or you can't eat anything. I mean, you know that to survive, you will have to eat something, at least something. And if it's not much, try one of the four: something healthy, something tasty, something with a sweet memory. That can also be very important. Something that reminds you. It can be a chocolate, it can be a cake, it can be a specific kind of bread, or something that gives you comfort. When I can't eat at all, I would just eat vegetable soup. Soup with vegetables, not more, but you have eaten one little thing. Move, start with a little bit, be very gentle. It's really important, if you can, to keep moving a little bit. Keep your body fit if you can. Then the most difficult moment very often is before you go to sleep, because if you have lots of things to do during the day, you might be busy. Who has that problem, that at night when the evening comes, that's the difficult moment for you? Is that for you the case, or what is the most difficult moment in the day or at night? In fact, it's the moment you should let go, the moment you should relax, then all the thoughts come in, isn't it?
I am always overthinking.
Always thinking, yes, yes. So what I try to do is, before I go to bed, I am in bed already, and it's something very simple. Where is your stress the most, you think? Who has an idea? In your body, where is that, the stress, the tense, where is it exactly? Any idea? In your head?
No.
Yes. No, it's not in the... we are all women, We are all women.
Shoulders, stomach.
Yes, and then deeper. It's actually the underbelly. It's there where you would carry your baby. In the underbelly. So what you can do, you put your hands and you put it on your belly, and if you can, on the skin. So with your hand on the skin. And that is actually where the stress is deeply, deeply, deeply stuck. If you can do it now, if you want, you take your two hands and you try to find in your belly where it is hidden. And something that you can do, it's a very simple breathing exercise. You will know that when people are under stress, they actually do not breathe completely. They breathe superficially. And so what we will do is that we will put our hands on our belly. We will inhale for 10 times. You just count 1 to 10. Inhale. Then you will try to block for 5 seconds, 5 times, and then you exhale. When you exhale, you will exhale as long as you can. And when you think it's done, you put your hands on your belly and you, as a balloon, you press even more. We're going to try. So, close your eyes, put your hand on your belly, and we're going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale as much as you can. 8, 9, 10. then you try to stop it. You block everything. You push with your hands. And now you will exhale as soft as you can. You can make some noise, it doesn't matter. You count, try to go till 20. And when you think your belly is empty, you're going to push with your hands in your belly. And you have at least 5 counts more. And now let it go. Breathe again. So we tried one more time. So what is the idea? A lot of women, a lot of people don't breathe completely. And so there is bad air, toxic air in the belly. And by pressing it out and out and out, you allow fresh air to come in that place where it hurts most. So once again, your hands on your belly. Inhale. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You block it. 3, 4, 5. And now you exhale very softly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now, ladies, push everything out that is stayed there. Everything out. Feel it. It's stuck. And now you let go and you take again. Who did sense the pushing, the extra air? Who did feel that? But so you can try it again, it doesn't matter. What is also important is that you should feel afterwards that you inhale much more. So the capacity to take in air is much bigger because you've really put everything out first. And the idea is to really, it's so important to just breathe and allow yourself to breathe calm. And if you do that 2 or 3 times, you will see instantly you will become calmer. And if you use then a relaxing app, who has tried relax apps? So try it out, something nice, something smooth that you can use. That's really nice. Okay, we're going to continue. I also have some very small things that you will laugh at me, but that I've been using since I'm really very, very small. And that is, I had nothing of myself as a little girl. And wherever I go, I take like this little brush. Can you see it? Do you see that? It's a little brush, a baby brush. I take it with me all times. So it keeps me busy if I'm stressed or if I don't know what to do with my hands. It can also be something else. It can be something of you, something perhaps of your youth that you can take with you at all times, that whenever you feel unsafe, that there is something safe with you. It can be a picture, whatever is something of yourself. Okay, then relationships are really important. We keep very, very busy, we fearful, but I learned that I have to be with others and allow others to take care of me. At some point you can feel all alone. In this group, I think you have plenty of people who can help, but so don't hesitate to ask for help. Accept care and kindness, love and be loved. Whoever, it's really very important, and you need that every single day. I also learned that in periods of adversity, you can really make new friends. And you become even more, how would I say, more sensitive for real friendship, for real kindness. It really exists, because I'm sure in your world, you are confronted every day with a lot of ugliness, a lot of aggression, a lot of pain, and you need to find something that you can balance that a little bit. Who would be the most important person you can see, you can feel every day? Who would that be? And it doesn't mean that you have to see them each time. Of course, if you can hug, that's better. But if you can't, send a little note, send a little message. So just say, I'm thinking of you. I've thought about you. How are you? You really need that. Huh? Yes, I see Katerina starting the body massage, dancing the soul. Yes, very good idea, very good idea. So it is the body, the mind, your heart, and your soul. Those four things, they need something every single day. Okay, good, perfect. We're nearly there. Be kind to yourself, relationship, professional help. There is no way, at some point you will need professional help. It can be psychotherapy, it can be a doctor, soft medication, calming down, books, apps. I read a lot. I went through to different psychotherapists. I had to do it over and over because it came back after a while, or when my mom was sick. So there are triggers that make that trauma can come back. But it's really very important. And if not now, at some point, don't hesitate. If you have the chance to get a psychotherapist, what you face is just impossible to bear alone. Nobody can, nobody. And then the last thing, faith, spirituality, hope. I don't know whether it's possible for you, perhaps. So see that what you face one, there is something bigger than yourself. There is something you are dealing with, something above, something from within, a higher meaning. So if possible, to try to see what is the goal? Why am I doing this? Why do I think I need to survive? Why do I think I need to try to be there and be there tomorrow? What would that be for you? What is the higher purpose? What do you think? Bigger energy, it could be your country, it could be your religion, it could be your family, it could be your history, it could be, I have something to tell tomorrow. I want to pass on something to my kids. I want a future for my kids. So what makes that you want to survive? What is the very basic strength that you have, you think? For me, it was at some point hope. When I was little, I knew 18 years I can leave. It was long, 18 years, but I knew I would come one day, I would be free. Yes, you can change your country for the better, yes. Wider perspective, yes. It can also help that you see, I'm not alone. I'm one of the 10, I'm one of the 100, I'm one of the 300. Yes, to help kindness win the harder, yes. Yeah, good, perfect. They will not win, we will prevail, kindness will prevail. Yeah, absolutely. Smart women can do so much, perfect. Very, very well. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, and then last slide I want to share is just to show how long this takes. For me, it was 10 years, 20 years, 40 years. I really believe that what I faced when I was little, what I faced afterwards in my job, it learned me to be a better person. It learned me, you can never erase what is happening now. You will not be able to erase this. It will become part of who you are as a person, of who you are as country, as population, as family. It will be, it's like a wound, it's like a scare, so it will become part of you. And for me, it has also become part of who I am. I developed endurance, resilience, grit, all those things, and it actually made me also more compassionate, warm, understanding. So before I had to fight, but I could be seen as also very cold, very, how would I say, distant. And with that kind of extreme trauma, I had to learn from within, I had to look inside, and now I can say that I would be more able to share what I feel. I would be more able to share my anxiety and also better understand what happens to others. Because not, of course, what you are having, but in a way, it was also a very traumatic experience. And that is something that you have in common with everyone in this group. So perhaps a question, yes, absolutely, a former prisoner of Auschwitz. It depends, because some don't have a lot of time. I read a lot of books about grief, about torture, about indeed also concentration camps, to see how did others learn from that. So the question is, what is now the biggest problem? Is it to have time? Is it to allow yourself? What is the biggest barrier, you think, for yourself? Yes, overcome helplessness. Yes, absolutely.
And an inability to plan, rockets on the head.
Yes.
How to deal with constant anxiety.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. What is one thing that you will try, you think, of what you heard today? What is something feasible? Somebody said continuous anxiety. That is what I saw. You cannot stop it. If it's a continuous anxiety, you cannot stop it. The only thing you can try is the breathing, for example. Just stop for a moment and try the breathing. Try the breathing just to see whether you can calm down. I also have like music. Is there any music that can make you calmer? Any suggestion? Classical music, yes. Yes, what else? What you can try out, you can find it on the internet, sad piano music. Yes, my hobby. Yes, absolutely. So for me, sad music is actually cheering me up when I really feel bad, because it calms me down, because yes, driving car, Ukrainian music, perfect, perfect, absolutely. Gardening, doing something very nice, prayers, yes, prayers. How about religion? Is that important for many of you? Or is that also difficult? Or prayers, religion? For others, reading, yes, yes, relaxing music. I can also see that many of you have little time. That is what you, yes, we believe in our army. Yes, absolutely. I'm not religious. Yes. So try to combine things. Sport, running. Yes, absolutely. Good. Yeah.
I have a question. Is it possible, like, to go through trauma? You mentioned that it is a part of you, but is it possible sometime to come back this feeling of happiness? I mean, to let yourself to be happy, to feel happy, even with all of this like horror which you saw and which you can see in the news. So like, I think that it's maybe also will be like relevant for other girls that now it's hard to allow yourself to be happy or to feel happy, or I don't know, even to spend some time for yourself, like relaxing, vacation or something like this. So maybe you have some recommendations, or how was it in your life, like how you allow yourself to go through it?
I learned something very basic when you go on a plane. When you go on a plane and you get the security instructions, they will always say, if you have a child, put your mask on first as a mom. Put your mask on first and then you help your kid. That's what, you know that? You've heard that? And why is this? Because if you do not take care of yourself, you will not be able to help others. And often we do the contrary. We help everyone and we forget ourselves. But the only person who can take care of yourself is you in the first place. You take care of yourself, or you allow others to be kind. So I really learned that this is not for one day. You are in this for, unfortunately, for a while, and we do not know how long. We do not know how long. So if you don't eat, if you don't sleep, your resistance will diminish. So, of course, it's easier said than done, but I thought really that I have to be good for tomorrow. For example, my husband is very sick, he has cancer, and I couldn't sleep, that I knew if I want to help him, I have to be okay. Because there is no way otherwise. So I try to put that in my head. This is my job now. I have to be able to survive. I have to be able to survive. It's just survival, and survival is eating a little bit, sleeping, and stay in an energy mood. And well, it's very basic: body, mind, heart, soul. Somebody else was saying it's difficult when you have to take care. Who was that? Yes, in the middle of the night to collect children, animals, documents, warn things in time to run out of the apartment. Yes, it's true. Yes, that's Ina. Where is Ina? Yes. I can see in this session that you feel connected to each other, isn't it? One person says something, the other can feel it in her heart, isn't it? So you are going through very similar experience, and still everyone is different. But it is really important to speak and to speak to another and try to help. But also, if somebody wants to give you something, just take it, take it. If people want to give you something, take it, take it. And I'm sure that everyone in this room would like to help another one, isn't it? It's what you do all day, isn't it? So helping. And I want to respond to one of the ladies saying, staying or leaving, it's a dilemma for lots of women. Do I have to stay or leave? It's impossible to answer for yourself, for another person, because it can be today a good decision, tomorrow a bad decision. You don't know. You choose in a very uncertain situation. So if you stay, you might regret it. If you leave, you might regret it. So it's not easy. Don't be hard on yourself. It's very complicated to make those decisions. You have to listen to your intuition, to your heart. Nobody else can do it in your place. And don't let anyone judge you, therefore, because it's you do it the best you can with what you know, isn't it? You do it as best as you can. As best as you can. There is nothing better. You can't do it right. What is right? Nobody knows, isn't it? Okay, Irina, I think it was a very emotional, lots of feelings, lots of sadness also, I think, in the group, isn't it? But when you listen to each other, does it Do you sense something in your heart when you listen to the stories of others? How does it resonate in yourself when you listen to each other's stories?
You care and you want to support,
Yes.
to provide some kind of relief.
Yes, you are not alone. We have thousands and thousands of women all facing the same, but you will need all the women here, all the children to make a new future. We need as many as we can. So we will need to help each other, isn't it, ladies? And at some point, ladies, it's really important, you will need professional help. At some point. And that is to be able to have your life as much as you can back and to be able to invest in your future. Perhaps not now, but at some point you will need it. Compassion, understanding, huh? Yes. So ladies, it was such a privilege for me to meet you and to see you, and I feel so honored to be invited by Irina and to be able to share this moment with you. Yeah, I want to hug and help, not survive. Yes, okay. So lots of hugs and kindness to you.